There's a viral clip of AOC going around saying woke one was crazy. Watch.
It's possible to win the Senate. So I've been focused on those legislative races.
What do you make of those controversial statements? I'm sure you've seen. I mean, she's, the Thanksgiving dust up. She says she doesn't, still believe that, but, the abolish prisons, abolish police, which is also positions that have been taken by a lot of the progressive candidates who have won. How do you get around that? I mean, those are not positions that are supported by
Right. I mean, I think that a lot of these races, even right now, they'll have a tendency to be nationalized.
Yeah.
But these races ultimately are local, and all politics are local. My understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot of that.
Right, she's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's interesting.
And I think that what's important is that we have to assess what
was it. I mean, did the movement go too far with some of those positions? I mean, you briefly supported the idea of defunding the police.
Well, I think that during this time and especially during COVID, there was a huge opening of the Overton window. We were shut down. There was some of the highest unemployment rates that we have seen because of those shutdowns.
Yeah.
And I think that the doors were really open in trying to entertain any and every policy that was going to get us to a better place. And I actually think that the discussions that were had in that time were quite fruitful. I think that when we talk about crime today, it's fundamentally different than the way that we talked about crime in bringing crime down, right? And I think that we all share in the goals of having as low a crime rate as possible. I think that, during lockdown, of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. And I'm grateful that these candidates have the opportunity to present who they are to their electorate and what they're campaigning on in this moment.
So that's called having no values, none at all whatsoever. I also don't understand what defund the police has to do with COVID and how you want to defund the police because of COVID. The math's not mathing. Saying woke one was crazy and, oh yeah, the whole phase, it was a bit much, our bad, is insane. It's like admitting your entire party just goes off vibes, feelings, trends, whatever they decide to get behind. Whatever's in season, fashionable. What else was a part of woke one? We had to defund the police to bring crime down because that makes so much sense. We had DEI pushed down our throats. We had this whole trans thing, which, by the way, this is all still getting pushed down our throats. We had BLM. We had, if you disagree with any of this, you're racist. All of these things, by the way, this DEI, this trans, this BLM scam, all of it turned out to be not so popular with the voter base. So now we're in woke 2, which is much more dangerous and much worse because they did not go, oh, woke 1 was crazy. Let's be less crazy. Nope. They went, woke 1 was crazy. Let's get even crazier, but let's rebrand it. Let's rebrand it to socialism and Islam, which actually isn't much of a rebrand because they're still just going to point racism if you disagree. If you don't want Islam coming into your home, racist. They're pretending like they're backing away from these unpopular views that they've been pushing, but they're not, which means they have no values. They've just shifted the blame to something else. So they're calling DSA and socialism good, and they're pushing a hate capitalism agenda. That's what woke 2 is. Suddenly, everything is a late-stage capitalism problem. The choices that you freely made, accumulating student debt, capitalism. Rents high, blame capitalism. Eggs cost more, blame capitalism. The freedom. Capitalism has given you freedom of choice. There's no better system that exists. There's nothing more progressive. Ignore the fact that we've tried socialism a lot and it's never been successful. Totally ignore that. and that it ends up as communism, which, by the way, the two greatest destroyers of human life have been communism and Islam, because woke 2 is also embracing Islam. And if you critique it, you're Islamophobic. If you point out the problems of it, you're racist, you're bigoted, Islamophobic. It's all the same names from woke 1. Now it's just rooted in American destruction. So if your moral framework changes every time the culture wind shifts, you do not have a moral framework. You have a weather vane. The left's only consistent principle is power. Everything else is marketing. Or as Elon says, the woke mind virus mutates. That's what this is. It's a mutation of bad ideas to sell false lies to get power. The left went from pushing believe all women to believe all narratives that hurt the West in just a few years. That is not progress. That is a rebrand. It's marketing. They're changing the way they're phrasing it. They went from woke 1 was crazy. Woke 1 had all these ideas in it that, the voters didn't like, turned out to not be popular, turned out to not, win us elections. So let's just recycle. Let's rebrand. Let's do another marketing push and get people to support socialism, communism, and Islam, which will destroy our country. Let's get people to hate America. What a losing strategy. They're not swinging so extreme one side and then, realizing it's not working and coming back. No. They're doubling down. They're embracing these DSA candidates, the Islamic takeover of the West. They're embracing that. There's nothing progressive about this. The hypocrisies run deep. So when she says, woke 1 was crazy, woke 2 is crazier. It is crazier. Buckle in. Don't vote for this shit. Please. Oh my God. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We'll see you next time.